Hi, I'm Lucy Edwards with Best Agent Today. And here we are with my very well-respected guest in the residential real estate industry, Ben Schachter. Ben is the president and the broker of Signature Real Estate Companies. But that is one of a lot of other very impressive titles that Ben is carrying on his shoulders. How are you, Ben?
Lucy, thank you so much for having me. I'm really thrilled to spend this afternoon with you.
I would like to start, Ben, with just looking into your journey and how you pioneered a completely different direction with your company and with your brokerage. You are so agent-centric, and that's what separates you from your competition and actually from other companies in the industry. Let's talk about that.
I appreciate it, Lucy. It's interesting. I started in real estate when I was just 15 years old. My first job was telemarketing, calling and setting appointments for other real estate agents, soliciting expireds on the MLS. From there, I did administrative tasks in real estate offices. I did all types of menial tasks. Interestingly, none of this was a family business. It was purely because in high school, I wanted to get a part-time job, so I had some extra spending money. And the only person who would hire me at 15 years old, when it was illegal to work in the state of Florida under the age of 16, was a real estate agent that didn't mind bending the rules just a little bit. So I've done everything from cleaning bathrooms and answering phones all the way through CEO and executive of a real estate company. The agent-centric model is something I developed while I was a practicing real estate agent. I felt like most real estate companies, including those that were employing me, treated the broker as the most important part of the company or the franchise or the brand name. They prioritized other aspects, which were all important parts of the business. But I recognized the single most important thing in a real estate company are the agents that work there. The agents bear the brand name, but the agents really are the brand. They're the ones that have the relationships with the consumers, the people who buy, sell, and lease real estate. The agents have their own book of business. Mostly, they're independent contractors, so it's their cell phone and it's their CRM that dictates all of their business lead generation. And the agents, through those relationships, need to be recognized and elevated and put on a pedestal as the number one most important asset of a real estate company. Brokers come and go, brands come and go, companies come and go, but the constant is the hardworking real estate professional who's in the heart of the transaction. So at Signature, when we launched in 2006, I wrote the business plan and decided that our model was going to be agent-centric, and before all else, we would prioritize the success, the happiness, and the profits of the individual agents. If you take care of the people in your organization, the organization will succeed. The agents are going to be happier. They're going to be more productive, which means they will produce more revenue for the business. And ultimately, they will have more longevity. They will stay with you as opposed to churn out and work somewhere else. So here at Signature, all we focus on is the agents, the agents, the agents, and everything else takes care of itself.
You created the technology that is absolutely necessary for your agents, for them to deal with their clients, with buyers and sellers easily and everything at their fingertips. So you thought through what they need, and probably also because you were an agent, so you are aware of it. So let's talk about the technology.
Well, in agent-centric brokerage, you have to think about what does the agent need to be successful. One of the main things they need in today's day and age is technology. I was not happy with the store-bought real estate industry technology that was available back to me 10 years ago. So I sat with my business partner at the time and we whiteboarded out an imaginary software that would be ideal to service what the real estate agent needed to be successful. We sketched out a CRM, customer relationship management, text messaging, email marketing, transaction management, e-signature, cloud storage, compliance, checklists, workflows, intranet, everything necessary. And we realized back then that it had to be mobile friendly, in fact, mobile responsive, because real estate agents are always on the go. So together with my partner's technology brain and my real estate expertise, put the two heads together, we developed Total Brokerage. Total Brokerage became an all-in-one solution for the back office to help a real estate agent truly have a competitive edge in today's market. And what's interesting, not only was there nothing like it, but we drew the attention of our competitors nationwide. Fast forward 10 years later, there are hundreds of brokerages around the country that pay us to use our total brokerage software to run and operate their back offices. So it's something that gives the signature agents a tremendous competitive advantage. And because of that, other brokerages around the country have recognized its value, and now it becomes another revenue stream for the company.
And what I find amazing is that you are constantly working on your software anyway. So you are constantly making it better and producing new angles. Isn't that correct? That you are up to date with everything that's needed for your agents.
If technology isn't innovating, it's dying. There is no middle ground. Total brokerage is a constant evolution. There's been multiple iterations of the software. It's gotten faster. It's gotten more comprehensive. We're always adding new features to Total Brokerage, which is also why our subscriber base is increasing. Agents have different needs today than they had just 12 months ago, let alone 10 years ago. So we're always having to try to be ahead of the curve to think about what the agents need to help their business succeed and thrive. We don't want them just to get by. We want them to really excel. And by constantly reinvesting in the technology, by constantly encouraging our innovative engineering team to develop new tools and new efficiencies within the total brokerage, obviously it helps the agents just produce more business and have less friction, which is really important.
It is important indeed. And it has to be very smooth and easy for them. They already have enough to worry about as far as their clients and learning the technology, so it has to be rather simple. I would like to talk about, in addition to investing in your technology, you also invested financially and time-wise into creating different forms that, again, making it so easy for your agents to understand what has to be done, in what order, and it's exclusive to your company, right? Or are you sharing it with someone else?
No, that's true. We do have our own library of forms. Real estate varies by state. There's different state statutes and laws that each real estate agent has to follow for their state. Here in Florida, where we practice, we follow Chapter 475. And the Florida Association of Realtors collaborates with the Bar Association, which is the attorney organization, and they develop a forms library called the FAR-BAR, Florida Association of Realtors, Bar Association, Joint Collaborative, the FAR-BAR documents. Florida Realtors also has their own library of forms. However, its signature, going back to the agent-centric model, we developed our own internal library of proprietary forms that put the agent first. There's lots of legal nuances that go into buyer-broker agreements, contracts to lease, listing agreements, transactional documents that are crucial for our business. So our agents have access to everything. It's a wide menu. They have access to the Florida Realtor documents, they have the collaborative documents or the FAR-BAR documents, and of course they have signatures proprietary documents. It should come as no surprise that almost all of our agents exclusively use signatures proprietary documents because it gives them a competitive edge also in the marketplace. It's also important when you're working on legal documents that you are represented by a firm that's willing to go to bat for you. One of the things we're known for at Signature is if our agent is wronged in a transaction, if they're not paid what they're supposed to be paid, if they are mistreated, we're not going to let that just get swept under the rug. We will always protect our agents in this agent-centric model, and our legal team will work necessarily however they have to enforce all of our documents. Because to me, it's not about my reputation, it's not about the reputation of the company, it's about the success and the happiness and the profitability of the agents. And if the broker, me in this case, is not going to stand in front of them and take the bullets for them and back them up when they need the representation behind them, then the broker is not doing their job, in my opinion. So that's how I like to position myself, always standing in front of my agents to defend them and always behind them when they need support.
Well, I would like to switch gears a little bit and talk about new agents or maybe experienced agents. What would you recommend to an agent to grow their business and to be visible?
Great question. More than 90% of transactions that occur annually where there's a real estate professional involved, that transaction was derived from the real estate agent's sphere of influence. Now, sphere of influence is not just the people that you know. It's the people they know as well. They're all within your orbit. For an agent, whether new or experienced, to be successful, they have to build a significant database of contacts, and they have to have meaningful conversations with those contacts on a frequent basis. I try everything I can to prevent my agents from breaking the bank with expensive advertising. Advertising will, at best, generate less than 10% of your closed transactions. So why would you max out your credit cards spending on heavy advertising when it's not even something that's going to be meaningful when 90% of your business is earned through relationships? So build your database, work your database, service your database, stay in touch with your database, and know the practiced and rehearsed scripts that don't sound practiced and rehearsed. So the types of conversations that you have with your database on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis, pull out and extract closable real estate business. Realtors should never be beggars. Don't beg for the business. Have intellectual, sophisticated conversations with your audience, with your database, with your relationship customers, and let them recognize through those conversations, not only is this a person that cares about me, this is a person that's smart. This is a person that knows their trade. And by doing so, you will stay busier than you ever could imagine, and the referrals will roll in. So work that database.
That is brilliantly said, and I loved how you were mentioning sphere of influence. At Best Agent today, that is the foundation. To build your pipeline, you have to be in front of your sphere of influence. You have to make sure that you are visible. You absolutely must be there for your buyers and sellers who may be not ready to buy tomorrow or the day after, but in a couple months. But if you are in front of your sphere of influence, if you are in front of your potential clients and you are building your pipeline, then they will call you. They already know you are there. They already have respect for you because you are constantly coming up with some ideas and newsletters and statements. So that is a given. What is your take on it?
The reason I like Best Agent today is simple. They're going to help me grow my social media presence. I'm a huge believer in social media. It's not business media, it's social media. I have social relationships. Yes, I conduct business through social media, and yes, I do market myself for business purposes. But remember, social media gets much greater engagement from your audience, from your followers, on the social side of the business. So I'm an 80-20 person. 80% of my posts on social media are purely social. I'm bragging about my family. I'm talking about what my wife made for dinner. I'm talking about trips that we've gone on. I'm talking about celebrating my children's victories on the sports field at their sporting events. Only 20% is business because you don't want to overly saturate your audience with business advertising in a social media environment. Best Agent today allows me to have that differentiator. It really helps me separate my business marketing presence on social media from my personal marketing presence, and I see great value in it, and I'm going to continue investing my time into social media because that is where my sphere lives, eats, and breathes every day, and it allows me in a massive way to reach my audience and touch them on an ongoing basis.
And what is your take on digital presence as far as like Google Ads or Google Search and ads like that? What's your opinion on that?
It's like breathing. You can't live without it. It's absolutely critical. Today, we have relationships, but our relationships are not just the people we talk to face to face. Now, there's nothing better than belly-to-belly conversations like we're enjoying of each other right now. But absent those belly-to-belly conversations, social media gives you those enhanced technology-based engagements with your audience. So I think it's incredibly important. I think realtors have to invest time, sometimes dollars, in that. But the presence on social media is a complete game changer. And if you're not active on social media and you're not using it wisely and you're not well-trained or teamed up with someone like Best Agent today that can guide you how to use social media to your advantage, you're missing the boat and you're leaving dollars on the table.
Well, when we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned something. Ask your clients, ask your agents, have you ever sold a house on Facebook? And I was just like, ever since then, I'm thinking about it. And I'm asking people, have you ever sold a house on or got a listing from your social media? Everyone is saying, no, I didn't think about it. I've never really promoted myself that way. I didn't really have that approach. How would you answer my question?
Business is a numbers game. And if you're looking to find the root of where your business is deriving from, you have to track the metrics. Top of funnel. Where did you first come in contact with someone? Was it face-to-face? Was it social media? Was it through referral? How are you staying in touch with that person? How is that person following you, engaging with you, staying in touch with you? And when that moment happens where they have to transact real estate, buy, sell, or lease, are you the person they think of? So it's very important to keep track of that. I can proudly say that I have sold homes and I've hired agents and I've built relationships core from social media. People that I never would have met elsewhere because people are tagging me and reposting my posts and I'm extremely active. There is not a day that I've missed in the past decade, not a day that I haven't missed posting on social media. And I would venture to say most days I'm posting 2 to 3 times, but not one day that I've missed a post. My engagement level is very high. I do derive new business and new relationships through social media. And it's also important to recognize that I maintain existing relationships through social media. Don't forget, don't be selfish, not just posting about yourself and your business. You have to comment and engage with other people. Tell how you feel about their family and their successes and their wins and express your concerns for their losses as well. It works both ways in a relationship. Don't just take, you have to be able to give.
Well, I can't imagine, where do you get the time? You are extremely disciplined and you are surrounded. Everyone who works for you, they are so disciplined. I admire that approach, and also admire the fact and the respect that you get from your employees. My compliments to you. But in addition to being so busy at work and running a very large, what you are number 3, 4 broker.
We've been in the top 5 for independent brokerages in Florida for the past 20 years.
Top 5 for the past 20 years. That is a success story by itself. But you have a family, you have 3 kids, they are teenagers, they are, I'm sure, demanding, very active, knowing how disciplined you are. I'm sure they are disciplined and they probably participate in various sports or playing music. Let's talk about that. How you juggle that, how you balance your life.
First of all, my wife Jody and my 3 children, Max who's 16, Sloan who's 14, and Brody who's 11, they are priority number 1. Nothing, no amount of money and no opportunity will ever surpass the importance of spending time with my family. I never miss a family dinner. I never miss a doctor's appointment. I never miss a sporting event, and I'm always present when I'm with my family. Now, that being said, my family understands that I leave a massive, massive organization with over 1,500 people. I am constantly on call, so I've learned to be a multitasker. I've also learned to be a great delegator. I have a spectacular signature family. It starts with my upper management team. I've got 40 salaried employees that help me run the day-to-day operation of the business. And I bestow upon them decision-making power because I've trained them, I've vetted them, and I've empowered them to be competent decision makers and operators on their own. If you want to be successful in business today and you want to scale, whether you're a practicing agent or whether you're a broker like I am in an operations position, you have to be able to scale and have trust and faith in other people. If someone doesn't get the job done, try to retrain them, try to help them, try to bring them up to speed. If they're untrainable or unfixable, you've got to make decisions. You've got to replace people from time to time. But I'm a big delegator amongst my staff. I give out lots of assignments every day. I'm a very frequent communicator, so I'm always in touch. I know what everyone's up to, and I check in, and I track metrics. I track performance. No one's sliding under the radar. And by doing that, it frees me up so I can focus priority 1 on family with a second priority on the business and the hundreds and hundreds and thousands of signature team members that rely on us to be the agent-centric brokerage that we are.
I think that trust that you built with your 40 employees, which is also very impressive, I think that's what really holds the business together as well. Obviously, you are the leader. And besides all your titles, you are a coach. You coach all your agents. I met some of them and I spoke to them, and actually from your C-level executives as well, how much they admire your approach. You trust, you coach, and you are present. Not just for your real family, but also for your signature family. And again, compliments. It's a great achievement on your part, I would say.
I appreciate it. I'm a people person. I like meeting people. I like building relationships. I like working with people. And I like seeing how those relationships develop. and I'll give everyone around me the best opportunity. Maybe I give them a little bit more trust and more confidence than I should out of the gate, but I think everyone deserves an opportunity, and it's served me well, and it's allowed me to grow my business, be successful, and really enjoy what I do. I'm very passionate and pleased with the successful careers we've helped so many other people achieve. So it's been a great ride, and having opportunities to speak to wonderful people like you and build new relationships is wonderful. And I'm very grateful for Best Agent Today allowing me this platform to really expand my presence online as well as personally with you individually.
Well, and I would love to thank you for the opportunity to sit down with you. And I have one last question about where the industry is headed. What's going on?
So everyone's going to answer that question with AI. I'm not, because I'm going to tell you the real estate agents will continue to be the center of the transaction. We're going to see a thinning of the herd. The less professional, less intelligent, less technology-focused real estate agent, they're not going to survive beyond another 6, 12, maybe 18 more months. Those real estate agents that are more professional, better trained, more familiar with the huge changes that have occurred in our industry, those are the ones that are going to thrive, and they're going to be more successful than ever. We've got a lot of issues going on in our industry right now. We've had massive litigation on a national scale, class action suits. We have higher than desirable interest rates on mortgages right now, higher than desirable insurance premiums, association dues, and of course we've got governmental issues. All these things exist, and none of them are within our control. All we can control is what we have to offer. And if you have the professionalism and you're constantly learning and you're adapting to the changes in the industry and you stop leaning on, this is how we used to do it. That's not how it's done anymore. It's different today. Those people will be successful and they will thrive. And with the thinning of the herd, so to speak, there'll be more transactions available for those of us that remain involved, engaged, and successfully focused on this industry. So I'm very bullish, super optimistic about the future of real estate, especially here in Florida where we practice, because it's a great industry. I wouldn't change it. It's all I've done for over 35 years, and it's all I'm going to continue to do.
Well, that's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it too. And I am very optimistic. So let's continue building that industry stronger and stronger together.
Let's do it. Thank you, Lucy.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Thank you.